Okay, so I made a video a few weeks ago called Crash Out Core, and it's basically me like not wanting to I couldn't read you guys my speech. But a few weeks went past. I did the speech in front of my speech class. I got graded on it. I got a 93 out of 100. Not so bad. It was an informative speech, and so I thought, since my computer is fully loaded, my computer is fully loaded like it's a gun. No, it's fully charged. I might read it to you now. So, informative speech, contemporary versus modern art. Okay. All right. Also, I just want to say, hello, beautifuls. I'm bleeding from my hand right now because my cat right here, who's in a really pissy mood, decided to bite me. So if I like look down or whatever, it's because I'm getting blood on my sweatshirt. Also, I'm wearing a Gracie Abrams concert sweatshirt. I went to her concert. I spent $85 on a sweatshirt. That is the most I've ever spent on a piece of clothing, other than like prom dresses and stuff like that. So let's get started. So this is me reading my informative speech, Contemporary versus Modern Art. What is art? Art can be defined in countless ways, and yet people often try to set rigid standards for what it should be. Some argue that art has to be beautiful, but why? Why should art conform to your standards? Everyone has their own perception of beauty. Beauty is subjective, shaped by the individual's environment, experiences, and culture. So, to say that art must fit a specific mold is simply incorrect, and it does not acknowledge the diversity of human expression. In this speech, I will first discuss how both beauty and purpose in art are a matter of perspective. Then I will explore how three artists, Arthur Danto, Tanya Berger, and Brittany Broski, I did mention her, anyways, each with different styles, support the idea that art defines rigid definitions. Finally, I'll examine how the concept of what qualifies for an artist is just as subjective as art itself. Some believe that art must have meaning, but meaning is subjective. What resonates with one person might not mean anything to someone else. Take, for example, the Mona Lisa. It's one of the most famous paintings in the world. Some find it a stunning masterpiece, others see it as just another portrait, nothing extraordinary. And then, on the other hand of the spectrum, we have a banana, duct taped to a wall. Why? What does it mean? Some dismiss it entirely, saying that's not art, it's just a banana. But if you think about it, the banana relies on the tape to stay in place. Without it, it falls, bruises, and loses its form. It exists in a suspended state, put there for people to view, whether they admire it, question it, or reject it. In a way, it forces us to think about why we define certain objects or experiences as meaningful or valuable. That's what art is, something created to evoke a reaction, a thought, or an emotion. So, when people say that art must have meaning, the truth is, meaning is personal. At its core, art is for one person and one person only, the artist. Artists create because they want to, because something inside them compels them to. It's not about whether others understand it. Artists make art because they must. They create because it's an expression of themselves, a way to communicate something that words fail to capture. Many artists agree with this statement. For example, we have Arthur Danto, who is an American art critic and philosopher. He is well known for his essays, The Art World, which he states that to see something as art requires something an eye cannot describe, an atmosphere of artistic theory, a knowledge of the history of art, an art world. He argued that there is no single definition of art, as it evolves and changes over time. He points out these ideas in his book, The Abuse of Beauty, which was published in 2003. Danto's philosophy emphasizes that art is shaped by culture, institutional forces, suggesting that what is considered art today might not have been seen such in the past, and vice versa. Now, I want to warn you right now, for this paragraph, there is a little bit of Spanish, and I'm 100% confident that I'm pronouncing her last name wrong, so I want to say that out there. Similarly to Tanya Bergera, who is an artist and an activist. She is well known for putting her political views into her art. Her work often challenges the boundaries of traditional art and explores the notion that the definition of art is constantly evolving. She emphasizes that art must go beyond aesthetics, stating, "I don't want art that points at a thing. I want art that is that thing." Her views on art, but her political stance can be found in many art magazines. For example, Tanya Berger Arte Util, was released in 2019. As she has said, she creates art that may not be welcome or even understood by all, but it has a purpose and it brings attention to issues that are vital to her. Finally, we have Brittany Broski, a social media influencer and comedian who also discussed the nature of art through her podcast, The Broski Report. She advocates for the idea that art is above all for the artist. She emphasizes that art is a tool of self-expression and its value lies with the creator's intent. Her work often blurs the line between comedy, internet culture, and art, yet she challenges the very notion of what art should be. She embraces a form of artistic expression rooted in the digital age where humor and memes have become a significant culture force as any traditional medium. As she discussed in her video, The Artist That Changes Forever, she explores how modern platforms allow artists to redefine art on their own terms. All of these people have different aspects and perspective on art. All of these people do different styles of art, but they all agree on one thing. You cannot tell someone what art is because art has many different meanings and has many different styles. No one will be the same, and no one and nothing will be the same. For example, Arthur Danto's art was expressionism. That is where someone's art expresses how the artist is feeling. Then we have Tanya Berga, whose artwork was known as arte di contatto. That's not correct. Which is art with consequences. She's creating art while knowing she could get in trouble for them. Finally, Brittany's gross schemes. His art style is not very popular because it's not seen as art. It's called pop art. It's where her creative voice embodies modern internet drive, sensibility, and the merge of humor, meme culture, and a sense of personal, unfiltered expression. Despite the stark differences in their work, they all share one belief. Art is subjective. No one person can dictate what art is or what art can be or who can be considered an artist. That brings us to the question, what makes someone an artist? Take Leonardo da Vinci and Yves Klein. Da Vinci, now considered one of the greatest artists of all time, was unappreciated in his own era. His work was seen as unremarkable, even strange. Yves Klein, on the other hand, is known for a single color, the International Klein Blue. He didn't just paint it, he created it, a shade of blue that did not exist before. Some dismiss his work entirely, saying it's just blue canvas. But what is just that? Or is it a new way of seeing color? Of seeing art? The reality is, art is not for us to define. It's not up to us to decide what is and isn't art. Just as it's not up to us to determine who is and isn't an artist. Creativity exists in us all, in everything we touch and everything we do. And whether the world recognizes it or not, art is all around us because art is human expression in all forms. So yeah, I got like a 93 on that. Not my highest score. I got a 97 on my introductional speech. Comment down below if you want me to read that one. But I did that one on my great grandma Virginia. I read that to my mom and she started crying. Oh, she's still there. Oh no, my cut's still bleeding. Anyways, so let me know what you think. I think I did pretty good. Also, if you can send this to Brittany Broski and let her know she was in my speech and my teacher didn't know who she was. No one in my class knew who she was. I thought that was kind of embarrassing. I said her name and then I looked up to the audience to see if I can catch a glimpse of, you know that look in someone's eye when they know who you're talking about. No one knew who she was. To be fair, I go to CVTC and I have 12 kids in my class and they're all Wisconsinites. I'm from Wisconsin, but I was just like, what? You guys don't know who this chick is? She's awesome. But that was a little bit disappointing that no one knew who she was. Even one of my friends, I was just like, oh no. I literally went, oh my god, I'm using Brittany Broski in my thing because I agreed with what she said in her podcast. That she was my inspiration for this speech. And my friend goes, who's that? Who's that? Who's that? But that kind of hurt my feelings a little bit. I felt like an insane person, you know, when you quote a movie that no one has seen before, and then and then no one gets it. That's how that felt, because I would bring her up, and they would be like, who? And I'd be like, oh, uncultured. But thank you for watching. Let me know what you thought down below. Bye.